remind me not to do a fashion show this way.
There you go. For all of you guys that are joining us, if you can see us and hear us fine, me and Donna just comment yes and yes so that we know that from a tech point, we're good to go. All right.
Hi there.
It's lots of people joining. Amazing.
Oh my God. Okay, I have to look at you and not the people joining. Welcome. This is my first time, so let's hope this works. Okay, you ready? Am I introducing you?
Let's do it. Yeah, it looks like they can hear us and see us just fine. So there you go.
I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. I want you to meet this amazing man, Oliver Nino. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Got it.
Oh, good. I'm so happy. And I have to admit that I'm a little jealous that I'm not where you are right now. Because it's so, where are you in Michigan, right? Not, what am I talking about? Where?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yep.
Where I used to ski all the time.
Yep.
Actually, my family's out there too. So I really do love Colorado and I wish I was there, but it's kind of wonderful that I kind of feel like I'm in Colorado when we were on the phone together, except that I'm not skiing where I broke my legs.
There you go.
Very, very, very important evening. And I want to thank you so much for joining and sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, your spirit with so many people who look like they're joining us. And I want you to know I've never done this before. So I kind of feel like, what am I doing? But here we go. And you have. So may I turn this over to you. And I want to thank you for doing this and meeting so many new people. Your heart is enormous. Your spirit extraordinary. And your passion for wanting to make a difference from love and connection, not only with everybody else, but mostly within yourself.
Thank you so much.
Opportunity to experience working with you. And for those who know me, know that I'm pretty much of a meditator or a yogi. And I go out pretty fast with the right energy. And you have had it. So I don't know what our conversations have been because I haven't been there.
Yeah.
So it's unusual having a conversation with you with all these people, but I want to introduce you to everybody who's joining us. And I want to thank them for coming in on this Zoom call. It's called Zoom?
Instagram Live.
Okay.
It's awesome.
My grandparents are probably hysterical laughing because I don't know the difference. I'm not a techie. I failed typing.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I mean, it's amazing. I know you have such a, big heart, and when there's chaos all over, you want people to feel calm. You want them to feel positivity. You want them to feel good. And so, first of all, thank you for bringing me on here. And today, I just wanted to share with you guys just different tools on how you guys can find your center, find your calm, and regardless of what's going on in your environment, and be able to just raise your vibrations. And that's what this is all about. And my intention while I'm here is to share with you guys techniques and tools that, you can use afterwards, after today, tomorrow, and for the next 10 days. 10 days. And this is what Donna, you and I talked about this a while ago, is like, whatever you learn here, try it for the next 10 days, every single day. And we'd love to hear back from you what your experience of life has been like after 10 days, And the one thing I do want to start off with is just talking about, like, how do we find our calm, our center, regardless of what's going on, negativity, chaos around us, right? Because a lot of times we might not know this, but we are in tune to energy, okay? And we might not call it that, but it's what happens. We might be feeling calm and being okay. You go out to the grocery store, supermarket, airport, next thing you know, you go from feeling calm to like, wow, I'm anxious all of a sudden, or I'm overwhelmed. Where is this coming from? Next thing you know, somebody passes by you, right? And they they feel like they're low and they're overwhelmed. So as energetic beings in human bodies, we absorb that. We absorb that. Like, and then some of us might be more sensitive than others. I've had it many times to where I'm in my office, I'm doing something, I'm working, and all of a sudden something hits me out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, like, why? A little bit of fear, a little bit of guilt. I'm like, what's going on? This is weird. This is not mine. Next thing you know, within 5 or 10 minutes, I get an email or a call or a text from somebody who has been feeling that way, right? Has been feeling that way. And I'm realized, oh, wow, that wasn't mine, but I was in tune, right? Donna's nodding. She's like, I know what you're talking about. And this is the thing is like we master our minds, we master our physical bodies, our emotions, but energy is one of the things that is the invisible thing that affects us all. But sometimes we're not really taught it. We don't have an instruction manual growing up on how to take care of our energetic body. We kind of just, figure it out through trial and error, right? And the thing is, some of us, are more in tune. There's a term, it's been popularized called empaths, and probably you guys have heard of it. And I think there are 3 types, all right? And let me know which one you guys are, because I'd be curious just to see where you guys are and see if you guys can self-identify. First type is a knower. So if someone's feeling anxious or feeling an emotion, you just know that they're feeling. You're like, huh, they're kind of angry. They're kind of bothered. You just know it, right? So there's knowers, and then there's what I call feelers. Okay, and feelers are if somebody's feeling angry or fearful, and they feel it in their body, you feel it in your body as if it were your own. Like your body releases the same chemicals and just reacts the same way as if it were your own, right? And the last one is embodiers, to where if somebody is and this was interesting because this happened to me not long ago. If somebody's feeling any kind of physical pain or they're breathing funny, when you're in their presence, you might temporarily take it on, and that happened to me a few times when I was with somebody. We're working on a photo shoot for a business, and I stepped into the car, and all of a sudden my knee started hurting. I'm like, this is weird. Then I asked her, hey, does your knee hurt? And she's like, yeah, I've been in extreme sports all my life, and this has been the problem with me. And the moment I realized it, I'm like, okay, it's not mine. But there's so many different levels of sensitivity for us. And a lot of times we think, we're going nuts. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm feeling okay, I'm feeling calm, and then chaos comes. Chaos comes. So the first thing that I want to teach you guys is this concept that, yeah, some of the things that you might feel are yours, but some of them might not be yours, right? And a good question to ask is this even mine? What I'm feeling, is this mine or is this somebody else's? And sometimes by asking, we start separating and being like, we start becoming observers of it, right? Now,
excuse me for one moment. Do you ask yourself or you ask somebody else?
You ask yourself, you ask yourself intuitively, because our intuition knows. You get a feeling, because if we think it's ours and and it's somebody else's, then we start spiraling into chaotic energy that's not ours to begin with. So a lot of it is, and sometimes you might not have clarity in the moment. And what I recommend doing is what we were born with. All of us were born with unique ways for us to clear our energy and to get into a calm, high vibrating state. All of us have, right? And the clues are in your childhood. I'm gonna give you an example. All right, some people when they absorb too much negative energy or just energy of other people, and they're confused and foggy. Some people, it's physical, it's moving their body. It's something, they have to do something physical. They have to dance, they have to yoga, they got to work out, because when energy's stuck, physical movement sometimes is the key for people releasing excess energy. So for some, that's what works for them. For some, it is the elements. It's the sun in their face, seeing the sun. So when they live in weathers where there is no sun, they feel it. Or it is their feet on the ground, grounding, or they're in the ocean, the salt clears them, or a salt bath, right? Or they're in nature and fire, you see fire or wind. So sometimes elements help clear people. Sometimes it is solitude, because sometimes you're around a lot of people and you need time by yourself. And this is your time to connect with your higher power, whatever version that is for you. Everyone's different. Connect with your version of higher power. And when that happens in solitude, you get cleared, you get messages, you feel better. So sometimes people want to be by themselves. They need alone time. They need to journal. They need to write. They need to read, they need to be with their own energy. And within that space and time, they get clarity. They return back to themselves, right? Because a lot of times, like, our bodies are like cars. If we get too much stimulus, we overheat and it stops. And the key is not to go, 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 go. The key is to be like, okay, let me do a little bit of self-care. Let me get back to my original energy. And it may be moving it physically. Music can be by nature, by yourself. And this is what's needed. And you guys have something that works for you that you've done, and when the days get intense, you need to do self-care. It's not selfish, it's selfless to do self-care, because when you are clear, you can show up more for people. You make the right decisions. You connect better, you give better, and that's needed. So I'm kind of curious, you guys that are showing up here, how do you guys typically clear your energy? Some people here are saying they like solitude, like,
You know what I'd like to say here for a moment, if I can?
Yes.
When I talk,
Yep.
I usually tell everybody before we start any sort of meeting to put the feet on the floor, kind of position. And as I wish I had said now, but I'd love everybody to try, is just take a breath. And slowly open your eyes. I don't know if anybody else, all of a sudden I feel completely calm. Just simple thing as a breath.
Mm-hmm.
But before I say that, I have to, because my eyes keep going. I wish you were all here for me. The biggest orange moon is rising. It is so big and so orange that it is blowing my mind. It is the big orange moon. So I had to share that at this moment.
Wow. I'm jealous of this orange moon. I can still see the sun.
Mm.
Awesome. And it does make a difference. Breath is one way of just becoming one, and everything else falls aside. So thank you for sharing that. It's very, very powerful. So I'm seeing people still post here. They love to like meditate, like, solitude, mountains. Okay, so awesome. You guys know. So here's the thing, okay? When everything gets chaotic, you do these things and it clears your energy.
Sorry.
Reading the comments, right?
They know what it is.
There you go. And so another thing that I do want to thank you guys for sharing this here. I'm seeing all your responses. Another thing too that I want to teach you guys is how, okay, so let's say, and this is something that I hear a lot, okay, if somebody is negative towards you, I know it affects me. If somebody is angry or somebody's thinking about me or they just have this emotion towards me, I feel it. How do you clear that? How do you clear that? Because it affects most of us, whether it's someone at our work, someone like, in our household, a family member. People affect us. And if we don't learn how to release it and find a calm and clear it, we're going to bring that into all areas of our lives, right? So here's some of the steps I want to share with you guys on how to release this negative energy so you're not holding to it throughout the day, all right? So first of all, like say it hits you, and all of a sudden you feel it, and you know who it is. It may be a coworker, right? So it hits you, and you ask your questions like, who is it? Who's this? Is this mine? And you realize it's a coworker. How do you then release it? And I want you guys to try it out with me, so that we'll try it out here. So by the time we're done, you guys know how to do it. You've experienced it, all right? So you can think of somebody that's affecting you right now. It can be a friend, family member, coworker that's kind of draining your energy a little bit, right? Draining. First thing I like to do is set an intention, right? It's and I will ask, and this one's going to be different for each one. God, universe, higher power, whatever resonates with you. Ask for the intention to be able to release this energy, this person that's dragging you down. Because intentions are very, very powerful. People don't realize it. So we're going to start off with an intention of like, call into your higher power and ask that this person be lovingly released. But we're going to do it from a space of love, because love can drive out lower level energies. It can. You can't drive fire out with fire, you do it with water. Love is the water in most cases. A lot of negativity falls away with love. So first of all, we set an intention. Second thing we're going to do after you set the intention is we're going to discover what color works for you, right? What color works for you. So we set an intention of like, higher power, I want to experience the color of divine, pure, unconditional healing love. And colors are different for everybody. So we're going to try different ones to see which resonates with you guys. Try white first. You know, think of a white, beautiful, pure light coming down from the sky, hitting the top of your head, filling your body, ears, nose, throat, back, chest, all the way to your fingertips, all the way down, front, back, legs, all the way to your toenails. Feel white. Try that. And then some of you might try gold or purple or pink. Try different colors that come to you. And you'll find that there's one color that your body will resonate with beyond compared to all the other colors. All right? So try that out. And for some of you guys, like, you know, you might try doing it liquid instead of light and seeing if there's a difference. Okay? Liquid instead of light. Okay? So try that out till you find your color. And when you have your color, fill yourself up, okay, with it. So you're filling yourself up with love. And when you do, when you fill yourself up with love, automatically you rise above the vibration that was dragging you down automatically. So you're freed from it. So as you fill yourself up with that, next thing you do is you imagine the person in front of you that's dragging you down. And when you do, imagine that light coming down from the sky, filling them up with love. Their entire body is getting filled up with this color. And then it wraps them around in this beautiful bubble, a sphere of love. And then when that's done, you just imagine that bubble of love being sent to the sky, far away to the horizon, until you can no longer see it anymore, until those cords detach. And when you're done, you can open your eyes, you can share with us your experience, and you can share with us what colors worked for you, right? But this is a very, very powerful thing that I do every time, because the thing is, it's hard for us to operate in life when we're being drained and we're experiencing other people's energies. We have to be clear. You have to be in our highest state, our natural state. And the fastest way to do that is through love, in my experience, by releasing it within us through love and releasing others through love. And you end with love. Even though it starts with fear, it ends with love, which is one of the highest vibrations you can go with.
It's very, very beautiful.
Yeah, there you go. I'm listening to people. They said yellow, blue, yellow, white. Awesome. Gold. Another thing I'm going to teach you guys, a quick one. Okay, this you can do is, this is like 60 seconds in a day, right? Let's say you're feeling, wow, I don't know where I am. I'm confused. I'm lost. I'm overwhelmed. Life's happening to me. Like, everything's so noisy, right? You can do the same thing. And I like, again, intention and light. They're so powerful. So I set an intention of like, I want to experience, like, higher power, God, universe, whatever you guys think. I want to experience like divine, pure, just like cleansing energy, divine, pure cleansing energy. That's my nature. That's just pure divinity, pure consciousness, right? And then I usually do white, but you can do whatever color you guys want. I imagine that white light coming down, hitting the top of my head and filling my body. Same thing, but the only difference is that when I'm ready, I go ahead and I follow that light all the way up. I follow it up above my city, above my state, flying beyond the country, above the world, and following it up to the space and place of purity, of creation, of just nothing but love, cleansing, and just you experience who you are at the core, a being of love, a being of light, a being a being that's here to make a difference in the world, not to be affected by it, but to make a difference, to uplift people. So you experience your nature. And when you're there, I like, and you can do this as long as you want, I like breathing it in. So I do 3 seconds in, holding it for 3, and exhaling for 3. And I just bask in that beauty of purity. And I do that for as long as I want, for as long as I need. And when I'm done, I go down, back into earth, down the country, down the state, down to the city, down to where I am, kind of wiggle my body a little bit and just kind of ground, like imagining roots coming out of my feet, grounding to the earth and just being back in my body. But that's one of the quick ways to where if you guys are like lost, you can't make decisions, you're affected by everything, you've lost yourself in this chaos, it's a quick way to just find calm. Find the calm.
Calm in the chaos.
There you go. That was your biggest message. And in a time like this, people need it more. Because regardless of what happens and what we do, if we do it from a place of purity, from a place of love, from a place of being calm, then that's the best place to do anything in life, to take action. It's the best thing we can do, right? So those are a few things, Donna, that I've used that work really, really well in terms of just do things that people typically come up to me with. It's like, I'm feeling negative because of my environment, or like with a person, and I typically do love bubbles is what I experience, or I just can't find my clarity, I can't connect. Then I follow the light up and breathe and do the rhythmic breathing as many times as I need until I feel that I'm me, a higher version of me, and then I bring it down.
I think that's pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, amazing.
I think what I would love to see in time is that this is how school starts every day.
Yep.
Within the chaos. And I've had a dream my whole life. And that dream was where the sun rose, or sun rose. Yeah, where the sun rises. And there's a stop and a sound that happens. And no matter where you are, you have to put everything down at 1 o'clock every single day. And at 1 o'clock, you put everything down and you connect to something else. And you touch them, whether physically, emotionally, and it goes connect the dots. And that throughout the world at 1 o'clock, we all connect.
Wow.
And I think it starts in Asia, not in Asia, in one of the islands, Fiji, where the sun rises. And at 1 o'clock, it starts there, and then it just goes around the world. And the whole point is, for me, is to connect. The world is one.
Wow.
Energetically.
It's very powerful.
And I was inspired by the call to prayer in Turkey.
Yep.
When everybody, the horns would go and everybody would stop doing everything and pray. And I think sometimes we don't do enough of that, whether it be in school, whether it be in business, whether it be in our home, whether it be anywhere. But to take that breath and connect to our higher self. So when I think we met, that was very important for me. And I want to thank Demi for introducing me to you.
Demi is awesome.
We've gone on many journeys together, Demi and I, which I will not talk about right now. And I love her dearly, but she's been a BFFF for many, many years. And we've lived next to each other in many, many places and many times of our lives. And Donna, I'd like you to meet.
And yeah, she's such a dear soul, you guys are just shining your light and doing what you're here to do. And I'm honored to know you guys and have you as friends. And for everyone that's watching this, 10 days, 10 days. Give yourself 10 days. And if you have to set an alarm every hour, like, what am I doing for self-care? Like, how's my energy? Do you need to, send somebody off in the love bubble? Or do you need to connect to the light? Like, just do check-ins and for 10 days. And as you do this, you're going to start realizing that the power is within, the light is within. You start getting your power back, regardless of what happens outside of you. You realize that, wow, I'm resilient. At any given time, I can bounce back, I can go higher, and I can feel me. And that's something that's so powerful. And I want to. My intention is that 10 days. You guys try it out and let us know. Me and Donna we love hearing people's feedback. So within those 10 days, just let us know what your experiences have been.
Oliver, could you tell the people how they can connect with you? Do you have an online or?
Yeah. So yeah, the best probably place is my Instagram at Spiritual Activator. And I put all of my best stuff in there. It's probably hours and hours and hours of just free stuff, techniques, how to clear your energy, how to raise your vibration, all these things. Because like in a world where there's not a lot of this information, I just wanted to make it accessible. So probably the best place is my Instagram at Spiritual Activator to find a lot of more free content.
How do we deliver this to our children?
You know what? The best experience that I've seen is embodiment. Because children, when you shine your light, when you start finding your calm in chaos, they model that. They see it, they feel it. And I spent a lot of time, earlier on, trying to change, family members and friends. And what was for me, what was hard was I could help anybody. But when it came to people that were nearest and dearest to me, I was like, it was hard. I was heartbroken. I couldn't do it. And then I started working on just myself, and they saw the results, and it had a ripple effect. They're like, what are you doing? You're happier. Like, it's work. And they start asking you and modeling. And it's such a beautiful way because it puts control back in you, So children definitely by embodiment. They watch us, they model us, they see how we think, they see our practices, they see us in calm states. And that is probably the best thing we can do, is by living it and by embodying it, we become an example for future generations and kids and people that, that look up to you,
To me, for Urban Zen, I've always said the past, the present, the future. Past is the wisdom of the past.
Yep.
Present is in the moment. And healthcare, where's the care in healthcare is the approach that I've taken. And the future is education. As early as we learn it, I think we can create the world that we're all looking for.
Yeah, and I think that's the next opportunity that I've always been thinking about. It starts with kids, because if kids had these tools, we wouldn't have the problems we have today. We would be in a higher consciousness. People would be whole. There wouldn't need to be people that needed to do healing so much, and they would be here, not spending the rest of their lives trying to heal, but spending the rest of their lives trying to give what you're here to give. It would be a very different world. So yeah, I've always thought about that. How can we start with children? Because it all starts with kids. So I love that. I think it's a great thing to embark on, figuring out how do we pass this on to kids, future generations, so this becomes the norm. So practices like this become the norm. It's not going to be the norm is chaos. The norm is going to be calm and clear and connected and here to serve and here to bring our highest gifts that we're here to share with the world.
I think, as you said, and I want to tell you where I've first had my energy truly connected, which I have as Ruthie Rosenberg, where I started studying close to 18 years ago after my husband was passed. And she's taken me on a journey, and it's been a journey. It's an amazing one. And what I love most is journeying on so many levels and putting people together. So that the first thing I did after my husband passed away is I turned the studio into a center for change, where the first person who was there was His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Wow.
So after that, I can't explain it anymore, but I've had some amazing teachers there, and I hope that this will initiate us coming together as a community
Yep.
who truly wants to create the change in ourselves and then in the world.
Absolutely. And you always talk about it, and I think that is the solution. Communities. Conscious communities that are connected, that are here, and we're all doing things for the highest intention, helping, sharing, and uplifting everybody, group team effort. And I think that's where change comes, is like in communities, and it spreads and it spreads and it spreads. So I think it's such a great idea.
Well, tonight we have one more day. Tomorrow we will be living with the change. So I hope we're all just kind of based and centered.
Yep.
And we
Centered, base, clear, and
love.
that's the most important thing, is do things with love.
God
Do
bless
things
you.
with love. It's how you come to something, and love is probably one of the highest vibrations you can come to do anything with. So you can never go wrong with that.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, guys. And
Everybody else joining. And how do we, if anybody has any questions, what do they do? I
you
mean,
know what they do? We're gonna post this video. I know it's awesome. It's your first time. I love it. It's the
what
first time
have
that we're doing this.
to do?
We're gonna post it. We're gonna download this. We're gonna post it, and they're gonna comment. And after 10 days, we'll pop back on and answer all their questions and see where everybody's at.
Is that what happens?
Yep.
Okay.
They're gonna. Awesome. Alrighty.
So much. It was a pleasure.
Take care, Kim. Thank you so much.
Bye now.
Bye.